Absolutely. As you know, Wizz Air tried to take strategic advantage of the COVID times, and we expanded our business during that period. And I think now we are benefiting from those decisions. So we continue to grow. Wizz Air is the fastest growing European airline. Actually, we are 50% larger today than prior to the COVID breakout. But with regard to financial performance, I think really what you see is the volatility coming through seasonally and coming through resulting from the external impacts, supply chain challenges, geopolitical events affecting the business. But we are back to solid profitability on a whole year basis. We are guiding the market with significant profit to be delivered at the end of the financial year. So we feel very good about our ability to reinstate the fundamentals of the business. Operating KPIs are improving, and as you see, the market is positively reacting to our expansion plans.
Yeah, I'd imagine that the geopolitical tensions make up a large part of conversations that you're having right now. How has that impacted the business?
We have learned over the years how to be more adaptive, how to process external shocks in our business. Started with COVID, supply chain matters, geopolitical events. I mean, this is the second significant event we are processing, the war in the Middle East. Simply, you know, we stop flying certain markets. We are reallocating capacity as a result, and we take it from there. I mean, clearly, we are a lot more resilient company now than what we were 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you again. And we've talked a lot about your growth strategy over the last couple of years as well, especially, as you say, taking advantage of COVID. How much are those growth aspirations blighted by supply chain issues? You've already just briefly mentioned it.
Supply chain seems to be a broad industry challenge. I mean, this is not down to one player or one issue. I mean, you see it's all over the place. It is affecting essentially each of the large manufacturers, be it airplane manufacturer or engine manufacturer, creating distress in the operating environment for airlines. And probably we still don't know what we don't know. So I don't know how many more bad news are coming in the future. We are processing it. Really what we can do is, you know, we play the capacity game. So if we have to stop certain capacity, we do, and we put it up in another form. I think our organization has learned how to be flexible. At the moment, as we speak, we have 35 aircraft on the ground due to engine inspections. That number is going to grow in the near term before we get settled back to the basics. This is just what it is, and I think we need to learn how to operate in that environment. But again, I think the good news is that, you know, you learn as an organization, and the market remains to be upbeat for airlines and flying.
There's a lot of industries where if quality control isn't up to speed, then it doesn't matter to life, loss and limb, what have you. But in the manufacture of airplanes, it is absolutely paramount that quality control is better, which is why I think it's interesting. In an interview I think you conducted with Bloomberg on the 9th of January, you said aircraft manufacturers need quality control, or surely that's a very worrying statement if one of the big customers of the airlines, of the aircraft manufacturers, you're saying they need better quality control. That's worrying for all of our audience because they're all big travellers.
Yeah. I think I would just caution ourselves in a way of, you know, not to jump into too big of conclusions here. Quality control means that, you know, the asset, what we take, the airplane produced, is reliable from an operational perspective. I don't think we are seeing any safety issues, to be honest. I mean, you know, we have no safety events. We haven't been seeing any safety incidents coming, so we are very comfortable with that. But the airplanes need to be better controlled. There are small bits of pieces which need to be fixed. And I also think when it comes to innovation and new technologies coming to the market, both manufacturers and the regulators need to do a better job in terms of scrutinizing that technology to avoid some of these childhood diseases.
But József, Boeing hasn't just been unlucky. I think by their own admission, they've had not up to standard of the standard they would like, quality control and processes and checking the manufacturing process. I mean, they've had a bit of a series now. Surely there's a bigger problem here at Boeing than he's looking at.
Yeah, we are not a Boeing customer, so we don't fly Boeing airplanes. Of course, we watch the industry with significant interest. But yes, I think the system needs to be enhanced now. The regulators are stepping up, and I also think that manufacturers are going to step up too.